Hello and welcome back to Life by Design. I'm Karyn, and if you've ever wondered how long it takes to get rid of a negative emotion, stick around. I know people who have held on to negative emotions for years, decades even. And some people wonder, how long does it take to actually change those negative emotions? The answer is easy. Change happens in an instant. It's the getting ready for the change that takes the longest time. Now, when I do processes with neuro-linguistic programming, those processes can initiate fast change. And as long as you're ready for it, it can happen very quickly. So the question is, are you ready to release it? Sometimes people decide that they're not, and are they willing to stay in a certain state or a certain way of life until they're actually so sick of it that they just are finally ready. And sometimes that can take years. So the question really isn't how long it takes. It is more a question of, are you ready? Are you ready to let that emotion go? Are you ready to experience life without it? Are you ready to see who you are without it? Because sometimes I find that people have what we call secondary gains, which means that there are hidden benefits to the behavior or the state that they choose. So, for example, if someone's dealing with anger and they're having a hard time letting go of anger, then the secondary gain could be that as long as they're angry, they don't need to be vulnerable. They don't need to get close to people because that anger keeps that distance for them. So that secondary gain or that benefit is that they're safe. However, the downside to that, of course, is they don't have the authentic connection, and they're always experiencing a sense of distance, lack of connection, as long as they have that barrier of anger in between. For some people, a negative emotion is very much tied into their identity. And so being willing to let go of a negative emotion means they're letting go of a part of themselves. And that can create nervousness or anxiety around who they are without it. And I can assure you that once you release a negative emotion, you will have other emotions that will come in. And they may be other emotions that you need to deal with, or they may be of the positive sort. Because as we know with the release work, as you are purging and letting go of what is negative, what no longer serves you, and is no longer in alignment with what you want to create, then you're able to embody a new energy and create something totally new. So you don't want to have the same exact emotional energy as you had 5 years ago, 10 years ago. You must be able to expand your ability to experience some of the higher frequency emotions like love, trust, happiness, peace. Those kinds of things can only thrive when you have released the negativity. So again, change happens in a second. It doesn't take long. So my question for you is, are you willing to release the negative emotion? Are you ready to let that go? Because once you decide, everything opens up for you. And I'm talking unconsciously, intuitively, spiritually, all of it, it starts to open up on behalf of that choice that you make. So whether or not you're doing active release work or you're simply deciding within yourself that, okay, I'm ready for change, I'm ready to let this go, you will be guided to whatever you need to do next in order to release that emotion. So good luck with that, and let me know if I can be of any help in creating the changes that you want in your life. All right. Thank you for joining me this week on Life by Design, and I'll see you next week. Bye.